Hey guys, it's Roy and John, um, and I'm here to give you a progress update on our build of the municipal building, um, and maybe John can give you an update on where he's at. Uh, how are you doing there, John?
Uh, well, hello everyone. We are we're crew number 2 on this build, aren't we? So yeah, I haven't progressed very far. I started trying to mask windows and stuff.
Yeah, the pain of masking.
Uh, and I'm going to go away from the tape and try the Elmer's glue. I think it'll work better for me. It's a whole lot of stuff to do.
Yeah,
But I haven't progressed very far because I've had so many interruptions since the last time we got together. I just couldn't believe it.
yeah,
It's like every time I'm getting ready to go do something, something else pops up. So
yeah.
I'm kind of under the gun, and I'm gonna have to play catch up to everybody else.
For the
So
stream
yeah,
release.
yeah.
But yeah, I forgot to mention also part of the reason I'm a week late is I had the holidays, and when I got back from the holidays, my car died.
Oh no.
Yeah, engine bent piston rod or something. It's super bad.
Oh damn.
So yeah, so I've been dealing with getting a new car, and it's being delivered, and it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
I won't have a car for another week or so. Um, but work has been cool. I'm working from home, and
Oh, that's
a
good.
friend of mine came over last weekend and like let me give me a ride to the bank and the store and stuff. And
Right.
I have a friend of mine visiting this weekend, so I'll have a way to get around if I
Yeah.
need to.
What kind of car did you come up with?
Well, I'm getting a Tesla Model Y, a
Oh,
used,
really?
but a used one, only
Yeah.
barely used though, a 2021 model.
Oh,
It's only got
nice.
7K miles.
Yeah.
And significantly cheaper than buying a new one. And you
Right.
can't get a new one right now anyway. They make you wait till like July.
Wow.
They're backlogged. The only ones you can get earlier are the performance models, which are
Mm.
quite a bit more expensive.
$2 bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, and but even those are still March, right? You have to wait
Yeah.
till March. So that was too long to be
Yeah. Yeah.
without a car.
Right.
But I've been planning to get an electric car. I'm in Southern California, the land of electric cars everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty convenient. We have free charging at work. Um, there's a charger just down the road, uh,
Yeah.
and they're all over the place. And there's a Tesla charger like a few miles away. So if I want
Yeah.
to supercharge something
Oh,
fast,
supercharge. Yeah.
but it works with the regular. You can just plug it into the wall. It just charges really slowly.
Right. Yeah.
Um, which is what I'm going to do initially because my commute is, almost, 9.4 miles
Oh, well,
each
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
So,
That's
you
really
know,
practical for you to do that. Yeah.
yeah, so I can like literally drive it for a week. And then when I go into work on the Monday after that, just put it on the charger at work and it'll charge it
Yeah.
back.
Right.
No
Yeah.
problem. And
Yeah.
coming to Oxnard is well within the range because it's got a 322-mile range.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got the long range Model Y, so I can
Yeah.
go. If I drive like a granny, I could probably make it all the way to Oxnard and back on one
Yeah.
charge, even though
Right.
that's like 360 miles. But
Yeah.
but I can definitely get all the way to Oxnard, and there's chargers in Oxnard. So there's
Oh, that's good.
there's a Tesla supercharger at the collection.
Oh, I
So
figure, yeah, that place would be. And I think we've got a bank of batteries that they use for the peaker plant.
okay,
Instead of doing the gas, they did Tesla batteries. But
okay,
I'm not sure exactly where that's set up at, but Oh, that
So
was
they got
pretty cool.
they got the big industrial enterprise Tesla batteries then.
Yeah.
So anyway, my progress on the build is reasonably good. Now I masked a lot. I can do a quick flash here, not to reveal too much. The video will show it all, but all this black or dark, it's actually gunmetal at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I had to mask all that off with tape, and the videos will show that. With just how much I had to mask and all the little bits and pieces of tape. And then after doing all those for the crown molding type stuff, I just gave up on the masking and said, okay, I'm just going to paint by hand with a tiny brush. and that's what I did. Like all the red, all the terracotta red there is painting with a brush. And I've got to do a little bit of touch-ups on the molding stuff because I got a little bit of the mortar whitewash on it, so I'll have to go over dulled in a few spots. But anyway, I've recorded a whole bunch of clips of doing all that work, which will play after we're done having our little intro here. And so it'll show all the progress that I did. And now that I've got this far, I think it'll be pretty easy to finish in time for the reveal. And I'll record clips of that too, because I think the plan is that we're gonna do the reveal, and then afterwards we can each put out videos of the rest of the build. Right. So that's the current plan. And
well, let's see. I got to work Saturday, so I'm not going to be doing much on this unless it's in the evening. So, but yeah, I'll get caught back up. It's mainly the thing that I've noticed about this build. It's the thing that takes you the longest. Really, is the painting. The assembly. I mean, these things, it's got notches and everything in it, and the assembly won't be that hard. I mean, it's because you want it to look nice and detailed and everything, and so you pay really close attention to how you're doing your painting, and I've noticed with everybody that we're doing and trying to be present our best,
and
the paint's just a pain in the butt. I don't know what's worse, is painting it or masking it. So
I think I spent for the parts that I masked, I spent way more time masking than painting because I just painted with an airbrush once the masking was done. And I got a new airbrush. I got a Neo, Iwata Neo, and it works much nicer than the cheapy Amazon one I had. The flow on it is really good. So it literally took a few minutes to paint each of the sections after they were masked. But hours and hours,
hours and hours to mask it.
I did it in the evenings over several days, and it was a few hours each evening. So it's probably 8 or 9 hours of just.
And it gets tedious after a while.
Applying all this tiny pieces of tape because the building, it's going up and down and up and down and in and out with all those.
I can imagine with you with the N scale, dealing with that with the small pieces of tape. It's like.
But I got it. It's coming along, and
it's
still have to do the doors and the jail bars on the back. I didn't paint any of the doors or the jail bars, but I will be, and obviously, and I still got to deal with the attachments for the porches and the awnings and the flagpole and the roof decorations. But what's really nice, at least on the N scale, is they got little holes that all the little decoration pieces mount into. And I think it's the same on the HO as well.
See the HO. Well, it's got the raised areas where they just set it down on top of them.
Okay, because the N-scale one, the roof is completely flat.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's got these little holes you can see.
Right.
And that's where all the little decorations mount. And then like on the building itself, it'll be kind of hard to see, but along this edge here, there's like holes. That's where like the drain pipes attach and go down. You can see them on the top and bottom there.
Well, I really like how these models are made, to put together and everything. I mean, it's just
these DPM models that Woodland Scenics bought, but their DPMs are pretty good. I have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
I got a bunch so I could practice. A lot of them won't go on my layout. I'll just build them and
and do weathering and practice all that kind of stuff on them. And because I've been thinking about getting some more of these and using them for background.
Yeah, that's the other idea.
Because you can build. I mean, that one that I think it was you did you find it, or was it Rick? Rick found one that I think it was Rick. He found one that you could do it 4 different ways.
Oh yeah. There's a couple of Rick's products. Models that I think work that way, where they come with a bunch of pieces and you can build it like 4 different arrangements.
Right.
A long, narrow, short building, or a tall 2-story building and stuff like that.
Right.
So anyway, I think that's really all we need to cover. I didn't really need the mentoring. Luckily, because you were pretty busy. But
that's all coming to an end. So. On my house, hopefully by the weekend, my house will be back in order.
Yeah. To be honest, I learned a lot from watching the other build videos.
Yeah, it helps out really.
And just I watch a bunch of the little model builder guys that don't necessarily do train stuff, but they just build little dioramas and models.
Right, yeah.
And I learned a lot of techniques from them. So
there's a guy, was it Sam E or something? He does a lot of builds. You've seen him with the card stop.
Yeah, Sam E. And
he's phenomenal.
There's another guy, is Boily Hobby Time, and he builds them like just pieces of wood and foam and whatever.
Yeah,
cuts them out and creates these amazing looking little buildings.
Kind of like Nathan DeLay. I mean, the stuff that Nathan comes up with.
And he does it all with just like pop cans and 3D printers.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Yeah. And it's another N-scale one, so you may not have seen it, but there's a channel called N-scale Dystopia, which I believe I've mentioned before. But he does a lot of the same thing where he makes he kit bashes with some kits, but then he also like 3D prints some parts and adds them on. And he's building like a post-apocalyptic dystopia train layout with all these buildings on it. And
I think I've been over there to that. I'm not sure if I'm subscribed. I may be. I'll have to go check now.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure.
It's pretty cool. Some of his buildings, he's done like themes that are based on, movies and whatnot. Like he did the Ghostbusters firehouse. Building, but partially torn down or broken down. And he did one with the plant that eats people. I forgot what that's called.
Oh, that was
Feed Me Seymour.
Little House. No, what the hell was that?
Little Shop of Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's shop, maybe house. I don't know, but you know what I mean. And
It
has the plant still in there. With tentacles coming out of the building.
Right. Yeah.
So he's done a few buildings like that, and then he's got, like I said, he's got a train layout where it's all these buildings are around the train layout.
Oh, that's cool.
It's pretty cool.
I'll definitely have to go check that out. Definitely.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap this up, and following this, all of you will see the clips that I did to create the current state of my building that you've seen me flash, but I'll have some nice photos so you can see it a little better.
Yeah, be careful when you flashing your kids. So.
Okay, John, you take care.
All right, Roy.
And
we'll see you next time. And I'll be farther along, I promise.
You better be. Hey, guys. Just started doing the masking on my build here. I'm using this Tamiya masking tape for now. What I'm trying to do is isolate around just this top section here, but once I get this thin tape right around the edge, then I'll use regular old blue tape to just sort of cover all the rest so I can paint the top. I'm doing this top ring in one color. I'll do the same thing for this middle ring and the bottom ring. They'll match color-wise. Anyway, it's really tedious and it's really hard to film while I'm applying the masking. So I'll just do little progress updates like this as I'm going. Another in progress with the masking. I've got the ring going all the way around now. So here it is with the blue tape just covering up the bottom. Got my booth set up. I decided to use gunmetal color. It's like a very dark, slightly bluish color for the rim edge. And here we go. Let me turn on the fan over here. Sorry about the noise. Not much I can do. I'm not too worried about the roof because it's going to be black, so I can cover up all this overspray. I don't know how well that's coming out on the camera, but I'm liking the look of it. It's coming out pretty good. Touch up here and there. Got to sort of hit it from a lot of different angles. Okay, gonna let that dry for a bit and then have to do a whole bunch more masking for another part. So, back later. Okay, so this is what it looks like after taking all the masking off. The masking worked pretty good. Got a little bit of bleed in a couple of spots, but it'll get covered up when I paint the actual bricks. But for the most part, it worked well. And imagine those that middle row is going to be the same color after I do a bunch more masking. Same with the bottom strips there. So here's another round of masking, as I described before. I'm going to get these two rows of fixture stuff that's similar to that top painted the same color. So I'm going to paint this, and then I'll bring it back and show it to you afterwards. Okay, it's painted now. Let's and dried. Let's take off some of this masking. See what we ended up with. Looks like we might have a few minor issues to touch up, but we'll see once we get all of this off. It's going to be a bit of work. Gotta grab all these little pieces. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig in with pick and tweezers and stuff to get this. As you can see, there is some seepage in a few spots, but it should be easy to touch up. I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, got all the masking off. Start on this side. This area here came out really well. The masking worked appropriately. Continues to work as we go around here. You can see all these areas look good. But as we come around here, there's a little bit there in that window and just below it that didn't mask well at minor touch-ups. And then this section here, it appears that I didn't stick the masking tape down well enough. So I got a bunch of bleed up into the windows and bricks there. See if I can get it to focus well there. That's a little better. But for the most part, the masking worked reasonably. Did a little bit of touch up on the areas that I had masked that leaked. I used white to cover up. It was a primer white, so it seems to be doing okay. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. It'll end up being covered up when I paint the brick, which is the next step. So here, you can see I started on painting the brick. I'm doing the backside because it's easier first, and my hand's not super steady, but you know, I'm just working my way around. You put on like one coat because this is meant to be for airbrushes, so it's really thin. But you know, I just go over the whole thing and then I come back over it. This is actually 2, maybe even 3 coats in a couple spots. But yeah, I just figured I'd record a little bit of this. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because you'll be bored to tears 2 or 3 hours later. But you know, I'm just going around the whole thing, doing this, and that's the process. I just you know, I can go right along the ledge there. Hopefully that's catching. With this tiny brush, get in there and paint over. You know, not too worried about if I mess up and hit inside the windows. Like I said, I'm gonna paint over those later anyway. But you know, it's just slow and steady. Normally I'm, like I did most of this and that back part, which actually needs a second coat still, I'm just watching videos and listening to music and stuff. But I paused to show you a little bit of what I'm doing, just so you can see that it's, you know, I'm actually painting these. So here it is with the terracotta painted in. I opted to just paint in the windows. I may go back and paint another color on them with some masking later, but it's so tiny details, it's really hard for me to get the brush in there without touching everything else. But we're coming along. We got this going here. It's going pretty good. Next I'm going to be doing some light gray wash to try to get some brick look. I'm applying this pale gray wash. It's actually, I'm thinning it even thinner than this with some water. And I've done a tiny bit on here. I'm just going to apply some more. You basically just rub it on, and I do a few thin coats. Just hard to see without a lot of passes, but you can see it's sort of working. It looks more distinct now, or while it's wet. Obviously as it dries out it'll get less distinct, but I found, sorry, not in view, but that's the process. That's how I'm applying it. And then this is one I did earlier after doing a few passes. It really makes it look more gray, but if you look at it, it's, you know, basically the gray of the mortar. I might do a little bit of dry brushing of the terracotta in a couple spots, but it's coming along. We're getting there. This the pigment in this wash, you have to keep stirring it because it settles, because there's a lot of water and whatnot mixed in with it. And then I'm just, like I said, just applying a bunch of passes over it. It looks kind of bad at first, but as it dries, you know, the pigments fade off, and or not fade off, but like I leave it sitting like this, flat, and it sort of settles in to the little grooves, as it were. And when it dries, I'll end up, you know, like I said, like that. So I'm basically just gonna go around the whole building applying this wash in this kind of way. And if I get a little too much, like in a couple spots there, it looks like I got maybe a little too much, I just go over here to some water and then just add a little water, and that sort of helps it flow so that we don't get as much sitting on tops. Anyway, that's the process, and I'll come back later when it's all done. So here it is after applying the gray wash. You can see it helps it look like there's mortar. It's not perfect. Probably got to do some touch-ups here and there, but that side got a little too heavy. I'll have to dry brush some terracotta over it, but the rest of it came out pretty good. The camera brings out some of the things that you don't really see in real life, but that's where I'm at so far. you go.